So at that time, that's when the labels really started paying attention. Like that's when I got a couple calls from like Interscope and Capitol.
What was the point at which the song got so big that the majors started contacting you to see if they could sign that song?
Well, at the time, like shout out to the DJs, man, because that was like my DJ Rock On was rocking it actually at some of the clubs locally here in Jersey at the time, and we were still moving around and pushing and doing what we was doing at the time. But another big DJ Walla from Hot 97 up here in New York, and basically like he was the first one to take the record from like just the club areas and bring it actually to the station. So it was like late night when he got his spot, but the record had become so popular, so different, like from the times he was spinning it, that other DJs was naturally gravitating, like what's that? That's something new. Okay, we're gonna start spinning that. And then before I knew it, the record started to catch. So at that time, that's when the labels really started paying attention. Like, oh, okay, all right, this is really kind of moving. This is different. This is young. That's when I got a couple calls from like Interscope and Capitol. You know, yeah, like I said, E1 was on the line. We was also talking to Atlantic for a couple. So
were you monitoring, you know, media based and Nielsen and all that to see how many plays you were actually generating?
Yeah, I was checking the media based, and when the label would update us, like probably like every quarter, just to give us like, you know what I mean, like the groundwork of where we was going and the traction we was making. Also, they were showing me like, you know, like the charts. So at the time, it had went like number 8 in the country. You know, it was one of those things you got to just process it being that young, but at the same time, it was like a dope feeling of it. It's crazy.
Did you know how many spins you were getting before you ended up signing the deal?
We were getting like close to like a couple, like I want to say like close to 1,000 some change, maybe more. You know what I mean? The spins started picking up like more and more gradually. And I'm just talking about like from one area. I wasn't around each area to see how fast it was moving, because first it went to Atlanta, then it got picked up somewhere in California. And once California especially heard it, they just started running with it. So I can't say that I was on top of every time it jumped, but I knew that it was getting some numbers before the labels had even like, you know what I mean, stepped in.
That's such a dope story because it happened so organically. But I know the average, you know, me, I'm in Wisconsin. I'm being told, you know, by new music server or my MD, you know, to check out this new record, Snapbacks and Tattoos. So a lot of us didn't see all the groundwork that you put in and the years of grinding and all the hustling and all the relationships you were making with these DJs in your area in order to build that momentum to get to the point where it's actually a hit. Having said all that, though, nowadays I talk to a lot of independent artists, rappers, producers, and so forth, and they just seem so demoralized by the current state of affairs in the music business to the point where they're actually believing that this kind of thing doesn't even happen. You know what I mean? And that a lot of people are, you know, concerned that everyone who has an independent success story is either making it up or they bought their way in. Do you feel like times have changed so drastically from back then to now where this type of thing couldn't happen again? Or are you still seeing, from your experience?
I mean, I'm seeing artists that's coming out like if your music hot, your music is just hot. So it's just like, whether like I can't really say who's bought into the industry and who's not bought into the industry, but at the same time, it's kind of like the music is going to speak for itself. So if you come in the game and you got some hot music, I think that your fans are definitely going to give you that you know what I mean, that traction that you're looking for to get to that gold or platinum status. I mean, it's a couple artists that's moving out here that I really pay attention to. But the way that Snapbacks happened, it was unique. I'm not gonna like, you know what I mean, just dismiss that, because it was just kind of one of those things where like I felt like I was at a time where it was before Instagram. This was like when I was putting my groundwork in, this was when Facebook was still like really, really relevant, hot. Like, you know what I mean? So you got to take it back to that before we got we can hop on live and we can make videos and we can give y'all instant gratification. This was like, I was still a part of the group where you had to kind of still put some groundwork in, still be on the internet, but your only way of visual was YouTube. Pick up a Snapchat, yo, we here, Miami, yo, we here, we Las Vegas. You know what I mean? It wasn't even like that for me when I was grinding. So I had to transition into this new kind of social media, video, visual world now, you know what I mean, too, because Snapbacks and Instagram basically came out at the same year. So this is the year that everybody was figuring social media out and figuring out what they was going to do with their platform. You know, like I think that now it gives more artists an opportunity to kind of show face to their fans and build organically, you know what I mean? So it's possible. It's possible somebody come out with another hit like that.
Oh, so you're saying there's actually more channels available now than there were then for an artist to build this kind of organic success up?
Yeah, definitely. You know what I mean? It wasn't this much like, you know, like it was stuff like this, like, you know, like Uvu or Skype or like I said, Facebook. But now everything has a live. Facebook got a live. You can get, you know what I mean? You can Periscope. You can go to Snapchat. You can go to Instagram. It's like ridiculous now. So it gives artists that platform to kind of get that one-on-one with their fans whenever they needed it. And we was really in the trenches, like hitting state to state. Like it was like still on some 90s shit. Like, you know what I mean? So that's really like the real, like what I'm trying to bring to the table and say that I had to grind kind of still like that instead of just getting on my screen and saying, hey, we here, pull up.